And just here, there's a good example of the two types of architecture that is around much of Bangkok, actually. You'll see there's the two-story or the three-story shop house, which is really popular. They've got the shop down below and upstairs where the family lives. But then you also start, this is kind of like a newer style, which is more like apartment buildings and factories or offices. So there's a bit of a mixture of the shop house and these kind of, what is it, 2, 4, 5-story, 7-story, 9-story buildings around the area, around the Ratchakosin area, but also around the Bandarak and Sampan Tawong area. So I'm going to keep an eye out for that, and I'll point out some interesting architecture as we also do our street art tour. I'm loving this neighborhood with the use of the soft yellow and greens everywhere. Really cool, looks really good, I like it. Another interesting development in recent years was the MRT. So there's an underground subway system that's been put in, and unfortunately some of these fabulous old buildings have had to be ripped down to make way for this subway system. Now that seems to be the tune at the time. In the 2000s, there seems to be, and particularly now from the 2020s onwards, there seems to be a fair bit of progress going on in Bangkok with the sky trains and also with the underground system. So as a result of that, some old buildings have tragically been torn down. And also, sadly, with this, the way progress is, some communities have been lost as a result. Unfortunately, these old buses are still these old buses. It's fascinating, some of the buses that drive around. When the bus network was first implemented here in Bangkok, Metropolitan, the government at the time, purchased a bunch of buses. None of them been upgraded. So they're clunky old machines, but they're so character-filled. Here comes the yellow version now. Wonderful old machines. A little piece of history you can ride every day here in Bangkok. Ola Thai Tapas is where I've just stopped for a beer and to cool down a bit and the nice air conditioning. This is a really good example of an old shop house that's been renovated. So it's like a modern cafe tapas bar. Really cool, looking really, it's got a nice kind of a feel about the place within, and it's kind of tried to keep some of that old architecture intact, or that old building intact. So over the road here is one called On the Legacy of Nine Swa Braised Beef. And it's a really cool, old looking shop with a chic, modern restaurant downstairs. So I'm going to keep an eye out for some of this kind of architecture as I wander around these streets today. But I'm feeling pretty good after 2 cheeky beers. Feeling refreshed, I got a bit of spring on my step. So let's keep exploring, looking at some unique architecture and also some street art, and avoid getting hit by these old school buses. And tuk-tuks. Gold shops and trophy shops everywhere around this side of town. Love it. If you want to know more about gold shops, check out my last video. There's 2 gold shops just over there. So in the last video that I made, I go into a little bit more detail about gold. The old buses. Gold in Chinatown. And hello, we've got a little bit of street art. So I want to see more street art. That's my plan today. Like the welcome sign here. This building behind me is very historically important and architecturally as well. It was built to celebrate the 150th anniversary of the Chakri dynasty, and it was built by King Rama VII. Now, King Rama VII built this one. It was in 1932, and the building is called Sala Chalon Kurung Theatre. Now, this building is the first building cinema. It was built as a cinema, and it is the first cinema or theatre to have air conditioning, and it was also the first one to have a sound system. So prior to this, it was a silent theatre. So now in the 2020s, this is a place where they have live shows, and I'm going to come back and see a live show. It's not open today, but I'm going to come back and watch one of these live shows. They're called the Con. It's a Con, kind of unique Thai live performance. So I'm going to come back and have a look at this in a future video. But today we're just going to admire the architecture and the historical significance of this place. Now, this theatre is actually on a very important road, which is the Chalon Kurung Road, and it runs all the way to Ban Ra district. And this season of videos that I'm doing at the moment is all about the Ban Ra area and Sampan Tawong area. So I'm really exploring this road a lot and getting to know it and sharing the experience with all of you as well. Anyway, it's a green light, so I'm going to cross the road, and I want to find some street art. Desperate to find some street art. Gee, that's an interesting building. Forget the street art, I'm going down to have a look at that building down there. Shit, there's bits of roof flying off. I need to find a safer spot.